Feel that metronome. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. I'm here today mining some sandstone rocks because we played the game. Obviously, you know why, especially for an Iron Man. But if you haven't, we need the sandstone because with sandstone, that turns into buckets of sand. And with buckets of sand, you can turn that into molten glass. And with molten glass, you can get a glass blowpipe and blow glass, making uncharged orbs or lanterns. And if I can make about 10 to 30,000 of those, I might just have enough crafting to boost it with a stew. You get a stew by killing rats in the basement of Varric with a cat that's now changed forms to a Hellcat to get better DPS, so the process isn't slow. So you can get a random chance of getting a plus or a -5 on a certain stat. And this isn't just one stat, you have about 5 different colors to get a handful of stats, and then you have, let's say, 10 to 20 in an inventory and a handful, and for every one you don't get, you have to do a super restore, and for a super restore, you have to have the herb lore. Especially for an Iron Man, you have to have the herb lore, so you have to get the secondaries, so you have to have enough super restores to use, and those super restores aren't cheap, or you can go into a PvP world and risk it, because in a PvP world, you can use blighted restores, which you can get more if you've been running the agility course or doing wilderness content. So here we are. Why do we need the crafting level? Before we get to why do we have the crafting level, you might be wondering, how do I get there? Teleport, surface, Cumula amulet from desert treasure. How do you target dung from a place in the desert? Narda, I believe you scoop it into a bucket. So now with this, remove the necklace. You're gonna put the dung on it. It has 5 more charges. Use the bucket, teleport to the entrance, and then I'm gonna wear it. Now we're back. So why are we doing this sandstone? Well, we realized when we're on our demonic gorilla grind to get the Zenite shard, we need the crafting level 89, and to boost it, if we get a +5, we need at least 84. So we need about 20,000 buckets of sand to craft. So we start mining. We were farming the seaweed for a long time at about 4,000, still not enough. So right now, in between runs every 40 minutes, I'm starting to just do my first one, starting to do bird runs, and then finishing off with giant seaweed, and then coming back here. I need probably 100 to 200,000 worth of buckets. Right now I got 75,000 buckets, empty buckets of sandstone. We're using humidity from the lunar spells to fill the water skins so we don't get damaged. So we're taking 2 inventory slots, so that's a little bit better. But anyway, what are we doing now? What's the mahogany logs? What's this metronome? Ready? 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 tick. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm still practicing it. I'm still getting better. Some runs are clean, some runs are sloppy like this. It's hard to keep track and talk, so just take my word for it. But I never thought it'd be 3 ticking when I was watching videos or all the bosses I am. So once again, just remember I did this before, running from Neil teleport with buckets from the bank to get like a couple thousand molten glass and sandstone back in the day, and then I tried it again, and now I'm doing this method because I'm not as cheap. A little more money, might as well pay for the sandstone from the machine so I can just save that time. And then from saving time, well, I don't have the dragon pickaxe because I just haven't done that content yet because I'm focusing on the Zenite shard, and I have the 3 tick pickaxe, which is the rune, so I've had it this whole time, right? Like divine intervention, might as well learn 3 ticking, and then that flow state. Oh, it's so much faster. You get so much more. It's so much better. I'm so glad. You know, it's hard at first. I almost stopped. I switched to grimy Guam, and I kept making it instead. I'm like, maybe I'm giving up. Let me just go back to teak just because I'm feeling it a little bit more. And then I finally got my first one, and then I looked up a video and the metronome. It just really, and I guess I'll keep the metronome from my own pace. It just really made the biggest difference ever, and I counted. It's the 1, 2, and click, and oh my goodness, it's just so much faster. So now we're on pace for about, let's say, 3,000 or 4,000 sandstone an hour, which turns into a lot of buckets, and then I can turn those buckets with the lunar spellbook into a whole lot of sand. I'm hoping for 20k with all my gems, extra jewelry, all the hide I have, about a few, maybe 300-400. Hopefully I can get to 80. I'm really hoping 85 so I can just get a +4 stew. And then I don't know when I'm going back to gorillas, but definitely looking forward to it when the sandstone's mine. I have all the buckets of sand. I can just AFK at the bank and do proper bank standing, which is active bank, And I might look into using the PvP world at the bank for wilderness bag to stack molten glass drops, but we'll see. I'm not sure if I want to take that risk yet. It just might be nice just to casually do it, you know, maybe watch a movie, do something else. um you know, play a card game or something while I do that, maybe read or even do work or some job applications. Or editing, maybe that might be the biggest thing. Yeah, I can just edit all these videos and all this content as I'm finally doing that. Gonna have to make about 20,000 lanterns, and then maybe might do the unpowered orbs, and then at one time train that magic. I'm not sure yet. It might be lucrative because I still need 93 magic, so I might make the orbs, and then I might light them all, but it just takes so long. Or I can AFK crabs, but that would take blood runes, so it wouldn't be as profitable, but be AFK and faster. So yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. And I debated, you know, with demonic gorillas, with the arc light, getting the ember light, but doing while Gothic sleeps, I just figured with the 1 in 500 chance to get the synapse right, I would put it on the bow anyway, and it seemed like the magic bow on its own was doing decently. So it's like, let me just commit. Let me commit to the Zenite shard. But if I'm gonna get the Zenite shard, I gotta do all this crafting. So I'm gonna get the part maybe that's maybe harder, I don't like as much out of the way, or just kind of a divide, or a shake up. I mean, because after 100 demonic gorillas, you know, just kind of get a shake up, and then you realize just how many skills you have to level, and just you're excited to level. So to get the demonic gorilla task, right, you do the Slayer. You try to. I don't want a Slayer skip because I don't want those on my tasks. So after 4 or 5 Slayer tasks with that Black Demon, right? How many Black Demons did I get before? It's like, oh my god, 150, and I have to save spot, and it took forever. Now I finally want Black Gorillas, right, for demonic gorillas. Try Black Gorillas, Black Demons for demonic gorillas, and I don't get it right. So it's like, spend that time, and now I'm wondering, with the fairy rings, should I just? I'm already on lunar spells. Should I get the mahogany logs to lunar? They're to regular mahogany planks, but it takes so long. I want to focus, and it's like, this whole time it's like herb or I want to do the mini quest or the mini game, right? So I can get the extra potion and the saved items. But at the same time, I want to make potions, but I don't want to do that until I do the mini quest. So I can't really train herblore at the moment because I feel like if I do that, that's going to take all the time away from what I'm currently doing. And all of this is ultimately just to get back to make the Ring of Suffering and enchant it with 93 magic and doing all the stews so I can finally get back to Zulrah, so I don't have to waste half a Ring of Suffering every time when I have 300. So realistically, it's 150 kills. I'm just saving 3 seconds, but it's not 150 kills. That means it's 300 kills worth of sapphires. And then if I mine, you know, gems in the future, all those gems can go right back in. So now, you know, I'm a little back and forth, but I think just it's a reason to push the account. I'm already in it, so if it's a little silly, it's just a little extra excuse to get into a flow that I'm already in. And I think it'd be really great. I've always wanted Zenite. Didn't think I'd get to the demonic gorillas, and if I can get a Zanite ring, I think that would just be so great. And then make Zulrah, which I'm starting to really enjoy now that I'm getting it right. I don't even know if I'm at 50 kills. I think I could still die for free, which shouldn't happen too many more times because I could die for free to practice, right? But it's just been so great getting it with the twin staff, little cheese, and then getting to use the Sunlight Hunter. Just a real nice modern mid game to make that boss just really, without the Zola drops, just really fun. You know, just using one poison a kill, even if I'm teleporting out every time. I enjoy the boss. You know, I think that's the best part. It's just once I got it, once I learned it, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I think it's because it's like a system play. It's kind of groovy. You get your timing. It rewards you for your input. It's higher level. You get the switches. It's clean. When you're doing damage, it feels great. When you avoid everything, it feels great. So yeah, we can get into a Zulrah examination, but essentially just mining the sandstone until I can get another 10,000 buckets of sand, just so I can get back to the demonic gorillas, so I can get the Zenite shard. Just so once I have the Zenite shard, I can almost essentially justify the AFK crafting that I'll have to do with the blowing glass, with the molten glass. So I can finally put that on, so I can get back to Zulrah. And ironically, if I probably just did Zulrah, I probably would have had a drop by now. But I don't know if that's the point. I think the point is, you're an Iron Man, you want the full experience. You're not just pushing bosses, you're making everything matter. And now each solar kill is going to be so much better because it's going back to my RuneScape theory, right? This is now theory craft. It's like, why is RuneScape so much fun? It's not just because I enjoy the boss, it's because A, I enjoy the boss. B, the boss is challenging. There's parts I don't necessarily enjoy, but I get better. I learn to enjoy them because I learn and I get better, so there's a high skill tier. And then I can get better myself. I can get better gear. So there's so much incentive around that. And then the best part about the Iron Man is you learn the boss without the drops, and half the time the boss's drops are for the boss to make it easier. So once you love it and you get better, you perfect it, you finally get that drop, and it's like boom, huge DPS increase, huge life. I forget what it's called, but life efficiency with the Serpentine Helm, right? And then the best part is I get the drop for the Magic Fang that I didn't even want. So now I got this thing that I'm still hunting. So there's reason to do more of a collection long, where if I feel like I got the other two I wanted, like the Serpentine Helm and the Fang, I wouldn't have pushed for the Magic Fang, but now that I have it, I gotta push for the other two, and that gives me this whole time more kills, right? Which gives me more potential charges for the Serpentine Helm, the charges, and that's just kind of how it works, right? Even like going for the Bofa, you almost don't want to go right away, because with the Bofa, you want to use it, so you want to have the amount of crystal shards to charge it and use it. So when you will have to run the gauntlet again just to charge it with crystal shards, it's kind of wild, right? So you want a nice healthy balance, nice medium clue again. So it just goes back to the whole RuneScape theory, where I've kind of learned to love the sandstone. You know, I'm making a video and talking while doing this for the extra dopamine. And no, I think that's just the magic of the game, where there's so many paths I could have taken, and I could have really done a wide spread and really taken my time with each skill, like, you know, incorporated construction, or really get some mining up, or I'm forgetting the other kill, or the other one, but I could have farmed more around, you know, more Slayer until demonic gorillas. All these things are side notes, but decided to focus, do a little bit more straightforward progression, and really just hammer the sandstone until I've done it for so much time now that I'm not really thinking about it. I got used to it, right? That's the best part, right? It takes so long and it sucks until you get used to it, where then it gets shorter and shorter and it sucks less and less until you just crank out hours of it and just used to it, especially 3-click, and just, you know, to see that green bar go up a little bit, even with mining from 70 now to 40k, it's so slow, but essentially it's kind of fast because you get used to the slowness, and it's cool because it's creeping up on that 0 more and more. So when the level hits, like, oh, I'm far away, but, you know, when you're getting close, it's like, oh, I'm so close. It's like a weird thing to think about. Nice full inventory. But yeah, I think it just goes back to kind of the RuneScape theory, right? Where you play the game to have fun playing the game, right? There's not just this endless grind to essentially get this next item. This next item makes the game more fun to play. So you're playing the game to play the game more, and the reward is playing the game with a better time, and to have gone through all the essentially trials and tribulations. You get so used to something, and then that's just what it is, and then you get this upgrade, and then it makes it more fun. And then because you got that upgrade and it's more fun to play, you want to keep playing, get that next upgrade, and then each upgrade, it's like you kind of add the value of each previous one onto the subsequent item. And it might not be like a 1-to-1, like, or it might be 1-to-1, I'm not sure how it is, but it's not like every time I pick up my zombie axe, I'm like, I remember the rune hammer, right? I remember the dragon scimitar, I remember the bronze, I remember the golem, all these things. I don't, you know, you can definitely focus on it and recall it like that roughly, but you kind of have just feel the weight of each weapon just simply because you've gone through all those things, right? So it's like now I've kind of made peace with the rune axe, and now I have this option now where I can 3-tick quickly, or I have incentive to get the dragon axe, kind of just click faster here when I'm trying to talk more and I'm not really 3-clicking. So I think a lot of players, you know, there's always obviously a rush to be first, obviously a rush to figure things out, but that's what's kind of awesome about the Iron Man experience and the challenges. There's always this kind of balance, right? Where, you know, let's call it a triangle balance for now until we figure out how many points there are. But it's like you can level up for just better stats and DPS and defense, or you can try to get better gear, or you can get better at the game, and there's this kind of rotation between the three. And I think the best part about an Iron Man is you kind of try to max your skill over the items you have to get the gear, right? You kind of sacrifice the grand exchange buy, so when you can get that item in lower gear, you kind of launch yourself past this point, and you kind of feel that percentage increase, where if you stuck with the less good item, so you got those other items with all those Slayer, all those bosses, all those monsters slain, how much time you're saving by kind of just like incentivizing that higher level play and that studying. And the game just kind of compiles on that until you just have this thirst where you're making videos, you're watching videos, you're learning, you're trying to spread knowledge, you're blogging, you're vlogging, you're making YouTube channels, you're playing, you're bossing, you don't even know what this is. Game you kind of struggle to play or run for hours. You're now just cranking 8 hours a day. You're waking up early to play it. You don't know how it's been all day, but here we are. Just another day, right? Oh, and there's just so much to do, and maybe the whole point is it is escapism, and it's like, oh, I just want to squeeze this next out, because here there's a level of control, yeah, there's RNG, and that's what makes it special, but there is some sort of safe element where it's like, that counts there. There's always that little fear, what if it gets the lead? Oh, I can finally move on, right? But it's like, that's gonna hurt. This is the value, right? It's like there's real value. It's like these accounts are expenses if you really consider the real currency value or black market value or time spent. It's like, it's like memories, memoirs. I forget my point, but anyway. I guess it's like what I'm doing right now. Like, why am I getting the Ring of Suffering? Just so I can save those 20 ring slots on the Sapphire Ring. And the better I get, right, I think this is where it really gets. It's like, my kills now, I've saved over 20 ring slots, but I could probably get that above 20 with better gear, better gear, Zola. And then if I can get that, like, think about 25, then that's 5 hits a ring. And if I'm getting 5 hits a ring, like, I'm gonna forget to switch. And then if I can always have that extra slot and never worry about that, it's just so much effort saved, time saved, extra more kills, exponential. It's really just like how efficient. It's not really efficient skate, but it's almost like unlocking a perk, right? It's like, how hard are you willing to grind to get this one thing to make the rest good, and then or better, right, from this reward. And then because you grinded so hard, you got used to the hardcore, and then you kind of loved it because you kind of love that factor. And then to get this reward, it makes what you're doing so much better, and then so much more rewarding, and then you feel all that history. I mean, that's just the game we play. So, well, I haven't even checked my count of sandstone yet. I guess we'll see soon. I want to gotta get to 10K. We'll see how much time left I have on. I don't even know what it's on. Birdhouse, they're all done. Seaweed's done. So I gotta do another run, and then we'll see how many. Medium clue, that's great. Still trying to get ranger boots. Just got the maniacal van braces, so I got the plus boots +4 over climbing boots when I was looking into all this slayer that I was gonna have to do, and finally gave up having the dragon boots or even the rune boots anytime soon with how much slayer was gonna take, focusing on the crafting. And then I get through the medium clue scroll +4 boot as I was looking at it. It's just the beauty of the game. Love the game. RuneScape, baby. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what's going on, I gotta do the classic urge. Obviously, like and subscribe, share. No pressure. Stay tuned for the next. I hope to be really getting to work on the next series and pushing out shorts and just finding my voice and continuing and having fun for the most part, and hopefully speaking to what you guys want to see and getting ideas and maybe chatting with the community. If anyone fucks with the videos or wants to play, and let's ride, baby. GG's only.